Long before Egypt raised its pyramids, long before China built its dynasties, and thousands of years before Rome or Greece were even imagined, there existed a people whom history once forgot, but whose fingerprints are woven into the very fabric of our modern world. They were called the Sumerians, a civilization so ancient that when the first pharaoh of Egypt was born, Sumer was already over 1,000 years old. Today, we travel back over 6,000 years to uncover the world's first true civilization and answer the question most people never ask: who were the Sumerians, and how did they create human civilization itself? The birthplace of cities. The story begins in Mesopotamia, the land between two great rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Modern-day Iraq. It was here, in a region later called the Fertile Crescent, that human beings first transformed from wandering tribes into organized urban societies. Around 4000 BCE, the Sumerians built something the world had never seen before: cities, not villages, actual cities, with law, religion, trade, art, engineering, and government. Their greatest early city was Uruk, believed to be humanity's first true megacity, with nearly 50,000 people. To the ancient world, Uruk was what New York is today, the inventors of writing. But perhaps the Sumerians' greatest gift to humanity was writing, to manage trade, taxes, and laws. They invented cuneiform, the world's earliest known written language. They pressed symbols into wet clay tablets using a sharpened reed. At first, to track simple things like grain and livestock, but soon, writing evolved into history, literature, mathematics, poetry, even philosophy. The world's oldest epic story, the Epic of Gilgamesh, was written by the Sumerians, 1,500 years before Homer wrote the Iliad. Let that sink in. Storytelling itself began here. The gods of the sky and earth. To the Sumerians, life was not random. It was ruled by powerful gods. They built gigantic step pyramid temples called ziggurats, artificial mountains rising from the flat desert. At the top dwelled the priests, who they believed could speak with the divine. Each city had a patron god: Anu, god of the sky Enlil, god of air and storms Inanna, goddess of love and war Enki, god of wisdom and fresh water. Their religious systems would later inspire Babylon, Egypt, Greece, and even elements found in Abrahamic faiths. Here, the blueprint of organized religion was born. The engineers of civilization. The Sumerians were not just spiritual. They were brilliant engineers. They built irrigation canals, turning desert into farmland. They invented the wheel, plow, and sailboat. They created the 60-second minute and the 24-hour day, a time system we still use today. They were the first to divide the circle into 360 degrees. Even the first legal codes, laws written for all to follow, came from Sumer. What we call civilization began with their inventions: rise, glory, and disappearance. For nearly 2,000 years, the Sumerians dominated Mesopotamia. Cities like Ur, Eridu, Lagash, and Nippur became centers of culture and innovation. But no empire lasts forever. Around 2000 BCE, powerful neighboring kingdoms, like the Akkadians, began to rise. Slowly, Sumerian cities were conquered, absorbed, and their language faded. But here is the incredible truth: the Sumerians did not vanish. They became the foundation of every civilization that followed. Babylon, Persia, even ancient Greece all stand on Sumer's legacy. Why the Sumerians still matter. So, who were the Sumerians? They were the architects of civilization, the first to write, The first to build cities, the first to measure time, the first to record laws, first to turn memory into history. Every time you read a book, check the time, draw a circle, or live under a written law. You are living in the world the Sumerians began. Humanity remembers many great civilizations, but history never forgets the first. If you wish to journey deeper into the ancient world, subscribe to Lost Civilizations, where forgotten worlds are reborn, one mystery at a time.